Welcome back to Bitola in the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia for the second part of Europe District. Coming up in this show, we'll talk business in the country where unemployment stands at 30%. We'll tell you why some Macedonian companies are looking abroad for business opportunities. Do you believe in miracles? We'll tell you why Macedonians do. And Vladimir Franz, a young rock musician, will take us on a very personal tour of the capital Skopje. She belongs to a new generation of Macedonians, a well-traveled polyglot. Ivana studied in France and got work experience at the Commission in Brussels. But what does she expect from the European Union? Our reporter met her in Skopje.
Allô? Salut Nadège. Oui, merci, et toi, ça va?
Her French is impressive, and so is her passion for Europe. Ivana has spent a year studying in northern France, another 6 months interning at the European Commission. When she came back, this is what she thought of Europe.
How should I describe Europeans? Well, after spending some time in Brussels, I'd say they're open-minded.
Ivana works for a European association. Being optimistic is part of the job.
Macedonia belongs to Europe. There are a number of economic and political details to sort out in order for us to join the European Union officially, but culturally, Macedonia is already part of Europe.
When she returned to Skopje, Ivana brought this photo album with her. 8 months later, she still looks at the picture with nostalgia.
This is the European Commission, where it all happens. Luxembourg Square, my favourite spot, Louise Avenue.
In Brussels, Ivana found out that people don't know much about her country. And when back in Skopje, she realized Macedonians don't know much about Brussels either.
When your daughters will go to university, Macedonia too will be part of the Erasmus programme.
But her brother Philippe remains skeptical. To him, the EU is far from ideal.
It has the same bad side Yugoslavia used to have. The big countries impose their views on the smaller ones.
I'm sure that all Balkan states will join the EU together.
No, it will be too much for Europe to accept us all.
Those doubts are some of the main obstacles Ivana has had to face.
Because of this uncertainty, many Macedonians feel powerless, especially those who'd hoped to join the EU, like the younger generation.
The country is officially candidate since 2005, yet no date has been set to start accession talks.
Let's cross over to Brussels now, to the Balkan Traffic Festival. This year, Macedonia was represented by the Kočani Orchestra, a Roma band. Our correspondent Katalin Landaboru brought us this report.
The final sound test before the curtains are drawn. Tonight, the Kočani Orchestra from Macedonia will share the stage with the famous Romanian group, Taraf de Hajduk. For the accordion player Vinko, music serves as a bridge between the Balkans and Europe. Every time he plays in the west of the continent, he feels a bit like an ambassador for his region back home.
Yes, everyone loves our music because it's so festive. People like to dance to it. There are lots of people who want to learn how to play it.
But despite the success of the group, many of their fans know little about Macedonia.
They think that it's Greece. But Macedonia is ex-Yugoslavian Republic. So somebody they know, but a lot of time they don't know that.
Have Europeans any knowledge about Macedonia? Do they even know that the group they're applauding come from there? Let's find out by asking some fans. Do you know where they're from?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's a test. Let me think. Macedonia?
What does Macedonia remind you of?
In French, it's a salad.
Yes, it's a fruit salad. But I think it's also a country. Or a region. I'm not sure.
After this concert, Macedonia will not just be a salad or a region, but also a cultural and musical hub. This was, of course, the objective of the artists on stage, to build bridges between two worlds.
Trading with the neighbors. 20 years after the fall of Yugoslavia, Macedonian companies are eager to boost exports to the region. It's the case here at B-Milk, a dairy factory which sells 10% of its production to neighboring Kosovo.
Every day, hundreds of trucks carrying goods pass through the border crossing at Blace. Entering the country from Kosovo, they carry cement, iron and polystyrene.
Macedonia doesn't import agricultural products from Kosovo. In fact, it's the other way around. They want our fruit and vegetables.
Amongst them are products from the Bitola dairy factory. In the communist period, each republic was responsible for the production of specific goods. For the Republic of Macedonia, it was agricultural products. But after the breakup of Yugoslavia, trade barriers came up. Serbia even declared a trade embargo on Kosovo because Belgrade doesn't recognise it as a state. But the Bitola dairy factory is making the most of this situation, allowing its sister company in Serbia to bypass the embargo by using its Macedonian site.
Yes, Serbia had some restraints regarding export to dairy products to Kosovo, and we took over, and so far we developed just fine.
For B-Milk, the presence of Albanian speakers in the company is proving to be a valuable asset.
I have to say that also Macedonian businessmen can understand Kosovar businessmen also, because some of them are of Albanian mother language.
But Macedonian companies now face a new challenge. In recent years, Kosovo's developed close trade ties with neighbouring Albania. And at the Blace border, there's fear Macedonian exports to Kosovo will suffer.
Everything depends on the competitiveness of our business in the Kosovan market. It's important to be aware that even if our products are better quality, Albania is becoming a serious competitor with its cheap labour.
So far, the Made in Macedonia label remains very popular with Kosovan consumers.
We know it comes from Macedonia. The quality is good.
In the Kosovan capital of Pristina, products from the Bitola dairy factory are flooding the shelves.
There's a long history of business relations between Kosovo and Macedonia, but for the moment it's Macedonia who's winning the export game with regards to Kosovo.
20 years after the end of the Yugoslav wars, business is picking up between these neighbouring countries, a move encouraged by the EU, which regards regional trade as an important step towards peace in the Balkans.
Believers are adamant it is a miracle. In early April, in Skopje's Sveti Dmitrije church, icons started to shine without an apparent explanation. Witnesses claim they saw the icons being restored as if they were cleaned by an invisible hand.
Risto hasn't seen this many people at church for a long time. Some came to pray, others not, but all wanted to see for themselves the strange phenomena the whole town is talking about, the icons miracle.
It all began when a woman saw the icons shine. All of a sudden, they'd become clean without anyone cleaning them. She told me straight away, and I saw the exact same thing. It was all true, a divine miracle.
There's no use trying to give other explanations. Here, many see the hand of God.
Some people don't believe in the miracle, but I do.
This has never happened before. I'm so moved.
The priest is overwhelmed too. For years, his church has been getting emptier and emptier. People have lost faith, although for centuries the Christian Orthodox religion was what defined many Macedonians.
The Christian Orthodox religion has existed for 2,000 years, since St. Paul and the martyr Lydia. They had little means, but they managed to spread their religion with the help of God.
Here, faith has kept Christians together, next to the large Muslim minority.
Macedonia was under Ottoman rule for 500 years. Religion ensured it preserved its identity.
When communism collapsed in the Balkans, the nation turned back to God and the church. Communism banned people from believing in God and practicing their faith.
People have gradually turned away from religion. Priests will need several new miracles to bring Christians back to church.
I've travelled to Skopje, the Macedonian capital, to meet our new guest in the show. Vladimir Franz is the co-founder of Knockout, one of the country's most successful bands, will show us the many faces of Skopje. Hi Vladimir.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm catching you in the middle of a rehearsal here.
Exactly, we're rehearsing. We have a concert tonight in Skopje, so you're welcome. You can come. I'm sure you'll have a good time.
Definitely, definitely. So this is your band, Knockout.
Yeah, the band was formed in '97. We have released 3 albums and 1 live, and we're doing good. We're like rock, pop, funky, groovy, but with the Macedonian lyrics, it has a certain flavor. I guess it's interesting.
Vladimir, this looks like a London-style double-decker.
It is. It's funny because we have London-style buses in Skopje. They're made in China.
They're made in China?
China, yeah.
Okay.
But I think they're practical for the city because we don't have, as common transports, we don't have the train, we don't have the metro. So they're pretty new, they're like 2 years old. In the 50s, I think that the government bought London buses, double-deckers, so it's a way of reviving the past.
This is Kali, the old fortress of Skopje. It's really the symbol of the capital.
For me, it is really a special place. I mean, it's close to the downtown of Skopje, where it's noisy and busy, and you can relax, feel the energy, because this place has a special energy. It is an archaeological site, so it has a lot of interesting things beneath your feet, and you can feel that. You have a panoramic view of Skopje that is magnificent. Even we have concerts during the summertime.
Have you already performed here in the fortress?
Not yet, but you give me the idea right now.
Now, after the fortress, you've taken us to the brand new triumphant arch. It's part of a gigantic project called Skopje 2014. It's an urban project, but it's very controversial.
They have built new monuments, statues, but they're all like stuck in the past. I mean, they're too antique. We're the 21st century. I think that they should have made something more modern. I like the idea that they built the new theater because we really needed something like that. The ministry, okay, is something that has a purpose. You should have something like that. But there, as I said, it's built too many. Macedonians, we have that complex of inferiority because we're a small country. When I go outside of Macedonia, the first question as a stranger is where you come from, and I say Macedonia, so where is that? I mean, that's the point, I think, that the government have like an idea to boost the ego of the people, to be proud to be Macedonian. But there are poor people that can barely survive the month with their salary. So I think that they should have invested in the quality of life instead of investing in the quality of this view.
Ne znam koga beše, ali befu kafana. Nešto nemaše mesto, pa si zastane po strana. Koga tamo gledam, jedna dobra riba.
This is the legacy of the communist era, an abandoned glass factory. Why did you take us here, Vladimir?
At the end of the 80s, a lot of factories across the whole Balkans shut down. It was the case for this factory too, and left 3,000 workers without work. But this abandoned place reminds me one of the greatest video clips that we shot. It was like 10 years ago. We shot that video clip for the song The Telephone Number Does Not Exist. And that video clips feature a lot of Macedonian stars, including Toše Projevski. If you ever heard about Toše, he was one of the greatest singer in the whole Balkans. He was called like the Elvis Presley of the Balkans. So this place reminds me of a lot of emotions and a lot of good things, even if it looks like it looks.
Sa dezodoransi I razni parfemi, ne ona znaš kao nekoj drugi ženi, a I na mozak od možev da dobijam cista, se utepa pod mislenje da li je čista sorosta, zašto počeo da se koči I nezgodno I beše da me pogleda.
Mr. Vladimir Franz.
Welcome to Steve, my friend.
Thank you very much. Tonight is the night, the big concert. How many people do you expect?
Well, the concert is sold out, so we expect around 800 people. It's a good amount of people for this kind
That's great.
Yeah, with no city. Yeah, we expect people from all around the region, from Probiš, Štip, Kočani. It will be a great night.
And you will sing a selection of your best songs, I imagine.
Exactly.
We'll be watching. Thank you so much for having been our guide here in Skopje. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure
to meet
for me
you.
too. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for watching this edition of Europe District. We'll return next month. In the meantime, we'll leave you in very good company with Knockout.